One, I guess one of the more amazing things, Davidson had 3 interceptions in the first half. I mean, I knew there was, we've gone through plenty of games. They didn't throw the ball 3 times.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just amazing that, I mean, Orange, I'm not surprised they won, but the manner they won, I don't know if it's surprising or eye-opening. I think probably a little bit more eye-opening because, I mean, as you said, this makes you think, wow, about Orange. It really does.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the first things I said to you when you came in here tonight, and I said it to Dom Taberry earlier, I got to see Olentangy Orange and Watterson play. I know we're not going to get that, but God, that would be fun. I want to see those two schools on the field. And speaking of Watterson, they're in the fourth quarter right now, and wow, I just looked up, they scored again. They lead DeSales 35-7. That score, I don't know if it's misleading or not, but this game was close in the third quarter. Watterson's just kind of blitzed them here at the end of the third quarter, in the beginning of the fourth quarter. A couple turnovers for DeSales and everything. But that's just what good teams do, right, Lee? Like, Olentangy Orange capitalized quick. Like, they punched Davidson in the mouth to start the game, and then they took off. But sometimes good teams just wear you down. And DeSales is a really good team, too. But sometimes good teams just wear on you, and they keep coming. And just point in case with that, earlier in this game, Watterson had an 18-play, 92-yard drive. Like, that's old school Brian White, Hilliard Davidson right there.
Well, I mean, I think the word you're looking for is relentless. I mean, they just keep coming at you. There's just, I mean, with Watterson, because we've been watching this, and as you said, it was 21-7 right when we're getting ready for to come on the air, and look up there, it's 35-7. And what Orange did tonight, I mean, my goodness. And, but yeah, it would be fun to see those two teams hook up. It's not going to happen, but it sure would be fun to think about.
We have got another final tonight here in Central Ohio, and funny enough, it's the same score as our game of the week. Of course, Olentangy Orange 42-7 over Hilliard Davidson. Gahanna knocks off Central Crossing 42-7 tonight, Lee. Gahanna is a team that suffered loss early to Olentangy Liberty. But they're one of those teams that they're sitting there now at 4-2, a tough loss to Pickerington Central, and a loss to Olentangy Orange. They actually beat Liberty. And those are 2 losses, nothing to shake at. I feel like we haven't talked about Gahanna much, but sitting there at 4-2, I have a feeling this Gahanna team is a pretty good football team.
Yes, they are a good football team, but I think it's, if you look at it and say the teams that Gahanna beat heading into tonight were 5-15. The teams they lost to were combined 9-1. So they're beating the teams they should have lost, and they're losing those toss-up games. So that's something that they've got to kind of flip around. They've got a few opportunities coming up to do that.
Yeah, so we'll have to watch that. I have their schedule here pulled up, and you mentioned New Albany next week. Westerville Central was playing Pickerington North tough, but then they pulled away a little bit. Grove City beating New Albany tonight, and then that Week 10 matchup with Pickerington North. That'll be a big one there in the region.
Oh yeah, you'd be surprised if they don't go into that 7-2. I mean, New Albany's right there, but I mean, they got, as you said, they got New Albany next week, then Central Cross or Westerville Central, and then Grove City, and you just don't know what Grove City team you're getting. And that's the thing. It's kind of been perplexing. One of the perplexing things to me this year has been, now we know Grove City had some kids injured, and that kind of threw them off a little bit. When they lost to Thomas Worthington, I think they had double-digit starters out with injuries.
Yeah, they had a lot out. But then
they come back and beat Darby. They get healthy and beat Darby. And I mean, we're
playing New Albany.
We're
really
in the second half of the year, and we still don't know what the heck we're talking about.
We still don't know what some of these teams are. And we talked about Lee with the Watterson game. Sometimes good teams just wear on teams. Pickerington North was having a lot of trouble with Westerville Central tonight. It was 9-0 in the third quarter. Well, now with 5 minutes left, it's 32-0. So sometimes, the old, and I don't think this is exactly what it is, but the old 3 yards in a cloud of dust, like it just builds up on teams. And obviously Pickerington North isn't playing that kind of style of football, old school, running the ball. But some teams, sometimes you're just better than someone and you just beat them down.
You just wear them down. And you wear them down. And part of it is when Pickerington North brings in someone to give a guy a break, a lot of times with these better teams, that kid is almost as good. You're not losing a whole lot. Not saying that that's what happened with Westville Central, that they lose a lot when they substitute. But, yeah, you just wear these teams down. The better teams tend to do that.
We've got another final here that just went. Zane Trace has beaten Westfall tonight 20-7. So we're on a little early. We're going to be talking about games as they go. Finals.
That's what happens when we get a running clock.
Not a lot of finals yet. Another game, Lee, that we're we do have another final here. We talked about Olentangy Liberty a little bit, and that's our game of the week next week. That should be fun. Olentangy Liberty taking on Upper Arlington. Liberty has beaten Kaufman tonight by a score of 21-7. In this Liberty team, Lee, now they are 3-3 on the season. And we talked about this when they went 0-3 to start the year. Doesn't mean anything to Olentangy Liberty.
No, it just means we're trying to figure things out. But that's the what we've come to know about that program is they don't panic. I mean, they started out 0-3 before and ended up 8-6 in the state semifinal. So, and that's what you learn when you've gone through it before. Now, granted, that was a few years ago, but you can still reflect upon it and say, hey, 0-3, we're not out of this. We're just be patient, stay believing in what we're talking about, and we're going to be fine. And they've climbed back.
Let's stay there in Olentangy. The Braves tonight have beaten Thomas Worthington 54-7. So Olentangy improves to 5-1. That one loss was that loss to Olentangy Orange early in the year. Olentangy definitely a team that one of the better teams in the region. They just ran into a very good Olentangy Orange Knight team earlier in the season. Circleville has improved to 5-1 as well. They beat Marietta tonight by a score of 41-21. And then this is a team, Lee, we haven't talked much about in that stacked Division III Region 11. Licking Valley improves to 6-0. They beat Licking Heights tonight 45-7. This Licking Valley team, they've got some young guys on it, but they have some guys. So a lot of these young guys played last year on a team that went pretty far in the playoffs, and they've got a heck of an athlete at quarterback in Brody Rogers.
Yeah, they do, and it's going to come down to Week 8. And again, Week 8 seems to be the premier week every year, but that's when they go to Granville. And it's one of those games, if you want to see it, you better get there early. And, they've got, Zanesville. Zanesville hasn't won yet heading into tonight. So, yeah, you're looking probably at Granville being 6-1 and Licking Valley being 7-0. We're loud looking ahead.
Well, speaking of Granville, they're getting all they can handle tonight from Watkins Memorial. In fact, they've been trailing most of this game. They came back and took a 28-21 lead, but Watkins has tied it up at 28-all. No surprise for Granville. Kyle Kirby, 3 touchdowns on the night.
Oh, yeah. What an athlete. And, as Granville, as he goes, Granville goes. So, but, you're going to have, Granville is still a very good ball club, no matter what happens with this tonight. Watkins comes in 1-4. Watkins, they've had a few perplexing losses. The Kilbourne loss early on, but Kilbourne's 4-1. The teams that they've lost to Kilbourne 4-1, Tays Valley 4-1. Hartley 3-2, and Johnstown 3-2. So, I mean, they've played a pretty good schedule.
Got to give you some flowers on this one because you picked this week.
I did.
Groveport with a little upset win over Taze Valley tonight, 24-14. The final in that one. Another one here, Bloom Carroll improves to 4-2. They beat Fairfield Union 17-7. And Olentangy Berlin, I think we're surprised that we're saying this in week 6. They get their first win of the season. They knock off Hilliard Darby 17-7.
Yeah, and that's something they really needed. I mean, they've not gone through this at all before. And I have friends of mine who have a son on the team. They're excited. And they said it's time to turn this around, and that's what they've done. At least they're starting to.
And we can look at this Berlin team. Lost to DeSales, controversial fashion. Lose to Upper Arlington. No slouch there at 5-0. They lose to New Albany on a night that Jet Jurors just went off for the Eagles. They lose to Liberty by 3, and then they lose to Orange, who last week, who we obviously heard tonight here on the Fan, is a heck of a football team. That's a tough schedule for Berlin so far.
But for Berlin, what I like is the fact, okay, as you said, lost by 1 to DeSales, 6 to Upper Arlington. 9 to New Albany. Liberty was a 3-point game, and then they get blown out by Orange. Okay, you got 2 choices at that point. You just pack it in and say, okay, let's think about next year, or you say, okay, we've hit bottom. That 31-7 loss to Orange, we've hit bottom. Let's start coming back up, and that's what they've done.
And here's the nice thing,
or at least starting.
And obviously, nothing is guaranteed on a Friday night. But the nice thing for Berlin now. Thomas Worthington, Dublin Jerome, Marysville, all of those will be probably pretty tough games for them, but they're all winnable games as they head into that Week 10 matchup with Olentangy. And listen, you want to have momentum rolling into that one, and if they could roll off 4 straight here heading into that one, that would be a big confidence booster for those kids.
Yeah, it would be. And, I mean, how incredible would that turnaround be? I guess they would say, if they can get a little bit of a run going, they can tell Liberty, hey, hold my drink. You start 0-3 and bounce back. We'll start 0-5 and bounce back.
These are high school kids. I hope that drink is lemonade.
That's water.
Right?
That's water. That's water.
Lemonade, for sure.
Hold my water.
Just going through everything here to see if we talked about Grove City. This one is they're through 3 quarters. They have a 42-24 lead over New Albany. I'm not surprised Grove City is winning. 42 points on New Albany, though. That's a little surprising.
Yeah, it is. And like I said earlier, Grove City's one of those teams. I'm just not comfortable trying to gauge them. They're a game day decision with me, and it's usually when the game's about halfway over that I decide how I'm feeling about them.
You mentioned they had a lot of starters out, a lot of starters on defense out there for a couple of weeks. They also had Owen Steele out, who is their number 1 wide receiver. Him and Carson Welsh have a heck of a rapport with each other there. He's back now. That changes their offense quite a bit. And I know they had a 75-yard touchdown pass to open this game up. Momentum, right? It just kind of changes things. You get feeling good. You get to, how it is. Sometimes, Lee, you wake up in the morning and that knee doesn't creak quite as much, and you're like, hey, this is going to be a good day.
When I get up in the morning and my knees don't creak, I get scared. I'm wondering if it's my last day. But you got to look. Grove City loses to Bradley and Thomas Worthington back to back, and that Thomas Worthington's still a head shaker. Then they beat Darby. And then this is a big game tonight for them because New Albany, 2-3, but we've gone through their schedule, and to win that tonight, now they got Westville Central, and then in weeks 8 and 9 you get Pickerington North and Gahanna, before closing the season with the rival Central Crossing. Mm-hmm. But again, I just can't gauge Grove City. I really can't. We've picked them a few times, and I feel good about them. I pick them. I think I picked New Albany this time. Again, I don't know what the heck I'm doing with Grove City.
So we got kind of conflicting scores on this one for a minute, but I think it's all been worked out now. Lyndon McKinley in the 4th quarter leads Grandview 19-7. 30-6. Sounds like a heck of a game for their sophomore quarterback. I believe it's Casey Book, I believe is his name. He's got 204 yards on the ground tonight, 2 touchdowns. That would be a heck of a win for Lyndon McKinley. And we talked about, Lee, that Division III Region 11. They're right there in the thick of it. And this win would be big time for them here come the end of the season, playoff points, but for this program.
Yeah, for the program. And let's not forget, Grandview is a Division 6 team. And Lyndon's Division 3. And I get it, but if they win this, we're looking at a pretty big Week 10 game between Lyndon and East. East has just the one loss. They lost the second game of the year to Whitehall, 14-6. But but it would be a huge win for that Lyndon program because I think a few years ago they were winless.
We talked about this Granville-Watkins Memorial game. Watkins Memorial has taken the lead with just over a minute left, 35-28. We've got some fun games. Newark just took the lead again over Canal Winchester. That one's a wild one, 48-31. It has just been back and forth in that one. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take our first time out of the night. We'll try to catch up on some of these games that are heading towards final as we look up at the TV screen in Watterson. Beats St. Francis de Sales by a score of 42-7 tonight. We'll take our first time out. We'll come back with some more of the scores and give an update as what happened as teams head towards their final as well. It is high school football overtime brought to you by Bayer Subaru Dublin on The Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
Ma, the meatloaf!
The Fan.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Statistics show that roughly 20 veterans die by suicide every day in the United States. Canines for Warriors is the leading nonprofit organization providing highly trained service dogs to veterans with PTSD and other invisible wounds of war. Backed by scientific research, Canines for Warriors has transformed the lives of more than 1,000 veterans, helping them reclaim their independence. To find out more, please visit caninesforwarriors.org.
Yo, I'm your old basketball. Haven't seen you out on the courts in a while. Why not pass me over to Goodwill? Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. And that's a slam dunk. Donate today. Hey, I got next.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post 9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing.
To get the help you need.
To find peace.
And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
I thought mixing bleach with my floor cleaner would take the stain out.
When my youngest ate the dog's medicine, that was a new one.
I was trying to protect my garden, but I accidentally sprayed myself with pesticide.
So I called 1-800-222-1222, the poison helpline.
A poison expert helped me figure out what to do next.
I was connected to someone who spoke Spanish.
They answered my questions.
It was free.
It was confidential.
It was real help in real time.
Keep the poison experts in your pocket. 1-800-222-1222.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
The best words to hear at the TSA security checkpoint? You're good to go. All it takes is a little preparation. Get to the airport early, bring a carry-on bag that fits in the overhead, and have an acceptable ID. Not all state-issued IDs will cut it. Check out tsa.gov/ID and see which TSA acceptable IDs make the grade, like a real ID or passport.
Before you jet, do a little prep, and you're good to go. Check out tsa.gov/ID or the MyTSA app.
I lost count of how many foster homes I lived in. 20, maybe more. Each time, a new family, a new room, but never a space that felt like mine.
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a permanent home.
Now I have my own room and decorated it myself. And just like my family, it's mine to keep.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
Brian Baker knows more about high school football than anyone. Except Lee Cochran. This is Byers Subaru Dublin High School Overtime on The Fan.
Welcome back in. It is Byers Subaru Dublin's Overtime right here on The Fan. I'm Ryan Baker. He is the guru, Lee Cochran. Sometimes some of the most fun I feel like we have on this show, Lee, is in the breaks when we're trying to find scores and looking at stats. Can you believe this? Did you see that? We did grab a couple new finals here in the break. Upper Arlington improves to 6-0, 31-14. They beat Hilliard Bradley. Lee, that is a fun game next week that we have here on The Fan. Upper Arlington traveling to take on Olentangy Liberty. Arlington will be 6-0. They will have a huge matchup the following week with Olentangy Orange on the horizon. And Olentangy Liberty, we mentioned, they're hot. They've won 3 straight coming into this one. And Lee, it's kind of interesting. Like, you can't tell the story of Central Ohio big school football without these two programs, because there's only 4 of them in Division I that have ever won a state championship. Upper Arlington was the first school to do it. Now, Pickerington Central and Hilliard-Davidson have a couple, right? Mm-hmm. But there's only 4 programs that have done it. Upper Arlington was the first one in 2000, and the last one was Olentangy Liberty last year. Pretty cool to see just have those 2 programs playing each other next week, knowing that this is a big time for Central Ohio football pedigree type game.
Oh, it really is. And, you know, when you got a game like this, you know it's going to be close. The division, again, we've talked about how the OCC Central is just amazing week in and week out. But every once in a while, these marquee games pop up, you know, and you've got and this is one of them. You know, I mean, when Upper Arlington and Orange, or not Orange, but Upper Arlington and Liberty, you know, when they get together, I mean, it's just going to be a very good game. And then, then the following week, Upper Arlington's got Orange, and that could be a matchup of undefeateds. I mean, it's just great week in and week out. But, yeah, back to your point, it is kind of interesting that, I mean, I remember being here through the 1990s, and whoever came out of the Central Ohio region, the Cincinnati region schools always looked at it and said, okay, there's our bye week into the state finals. And I can remember some coaches talking about that, you know, they look at us that way. We've got to do something to change it. And Upper Arlington did. I mean, that just still is one of the most amazing high school football teams I've seen. Is that one, you know, Simon Frazier, Jeff Backus. I mean, just incredible to watch. But then, you know, as we talked before, you know, then it was, you know, Jay Sherritt at Pickerington Central started scheduling everyone. You know, they were playing Florida teams on ESPN. They were playing Cincinnati teams. It was, we'll play anyone, anywhere. And he told us, you know, that it was, if they were going to play with those teams, we had to if we're going to be able to compete with those teams, we have to be able to play with them. And I don't think anybody in Cincinnati now looks at Central Ohio as a pushover. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that.
No, I don't think they do. That'll be a fun one next week. Of course, our Capital Ford of Columbus game of the week right here on The Fan. Westerville South knocks off Westerville North tonight by a score of 30-7. Pickerington North, it has gone final. They beat Westerville Central 32-0. Looking ahead here, Walnut Ridge, they're 3-3 now. They shut out West 38-0, the score in that one. Reedy has beaten Whitehall 20-13. Lee in the Mid-State League Buckeye, Hamilton Township beats Amanda Clear Creek 49-21. We have talked about Division 3, Region 11 a couple times now here tonight. Of course, Hamilton Township in there. They have a big one with Circleville next week. Then they play Liberty Union. That game week 9. And obviously the Circleville game next week is big, but Circleville is in Division 4, Region 15. That game week 9 with Bloom Carroll, as Bloom Carroll has won tonight, that might be a really, really big game for how things shake out in Region 11.
Yeah, you and I were talking earlier. Hey, what are the good week 9 games? And we talked about a couple of them, but that's one that kind of popped out to me as well. That it could be for a division title, a league title. It's definitely going to be for playoff, have playoff implications. So I mean, that might be the game in week 9 if we're looking at one.
Yeah, it really could be, especially with both of them winning tonight. 17-7 was the final. By the way, Bloom Carroll beat Fairfield Union.
Still, isn't it kind of perplexing the way Buckeye Valley handled Hamilton last week?
I would say yes, but they kind of did the same thing last year.
Yeah.
And I think Buckeye Valley's a little better this year than they were last year. So, I mean, in hindsight, maybe not as much, but in the moment for sure. Let's jump back to the OCC real quick. Pickerington Central, they are 5-1. They beat Lancaster tonight 63-27, the final. And that was another one, Lee, and that's a rivalry game, an old school rivalry game. Pickerington Central jumped out to a big lead. Lancaster came back and cut it to within a touchdown, and then Pickerington Central just took off again. Again, like we talked about, they just wore.
Yeah, they're just relentless. And I think it's probably 36 straight league wins for Pickerington Central now.
It's quite a few.
Yeah, because I can remember Reynoldsburg beating them in 2018, and I don't know if they've lost a league game since then. I could take a look, but I don't recall anyone popping out at me.
Just saw this one. Fun game we're going to watch here. West Jeff and Northeastern are tied at 36 heading to overtime. So we'll keep our eyes on that one.
They're both undefeated, aren't they?
I know that West Jeff is, obviously. We can pull that up real quick and take a quick peek and see West Jeff.
Yeah, Springfield.
Northeastern, yeah,
Northeastern's
they're 5-0 as well.
Yeah.
And those two teams are teams that they're both in Division 6, different regions, though. West Jeff is in Region 23. Northeastern is in 24. Another final we just got in the City League. Independence throws a shutout tonight, 52-0. They beat Briggs on the evening. Going through Licking County League. We talked about that Watkins Memorial Granville game. It has gone final. Watkins Memorial has beaten Granville 35-28 now. So Watkins Memorial in that Division 2 Region 7. We talked about Granville, though. They dropped to 4-2 now. They're right in the middle of that Region 11 mess, hoping to get a home playoff game, maybe even a bye. They take a little bit of hit tonight in Region 11. Licking Valley, we mentioned that one, 45-7. They beat Licking Heights. Heath doubles up Johnstown this evening, 14-7. Cardington loses to Centerburg, 47-7. Big Walnut, 42-0. They beat Padua tonight. Big Walnut is now 5-1. Lee, at the beginning of the year, I thought the top two teams in Central Ohio were Watterson and Big Walnut. Obviously, Watterson beat Big Walnut in Week 1, a game you heard right here on The Fan. And then Big Walnut it's kind of been quiet a little bit. Nobody's really talked about them, but they continue to cruise along. Some stats from this game tonight. And remember, Nolan Burley, their junior running back, stud. 15 carries, 187 yards, 3 touchdowns tonight. Eli Stump, their quarterback, he goes 11 of 14 for 178 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, it sounds, kind of familiar, doesn't it?
Like last year?
Yeah, like last year. Lost to Watterson, kind of go under the radar for a little bit. Let's just win out. I mean, and it's very possible. They've got Kilbourne next week. Then they close with Westerland North, Dublin, Scioto, and Westland. I don't know any of those teams beat them.
No. Those do seem like tougher games this year.
Yeah.
Than maybe they were last year with some of the improvements we've seen from Westland and we've seen from Worthington Kilbourne. But, yeah, I would think that Big Walnut has a very good shot at running the table.
Well, Westland's another one of those teams that, I think we figured out if it's a close game, they lose. If it's a blowout, they win. I mean, that's been their first 5 games. They've won 49-0, 33-0. And the close games, they've lost shootouts by 4 points and 2 of them by 10.
Just got another final. And speaking of Westland real quick, I don't have a final on this one yet, but they were in it a little bit with Dublin Scioto. They seem to have pulled away just a little bit. 31-14 is the last score I have seen in that game tonight. Worthington Christian has knocked off Byrne Union. Big score in this one, 63-21. The final there as Worthington Christian picks up their second win of the season. Also just seeing this one has gone final. Logan Elm tops Liberty Union tonight, 21-14. So a close game there. Hartley has knocked off St. Charles as well. 40-7 is the final. We are going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we will run through some more of the scores. We'll also get some coaches ready as well. It is high school football overtime on The Fan.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Looking for a hassle-free car buying experience? At Buyers Subaru Dublin, you can shop entirely online, browse our inventory, get your trade-in value, and secure financing, all from the comfort of your home. All backed by the trusted team that's been serving from the same location under the windmill at 270 and Sawmill for 25 years. Right now, buy a new 2025 Subaru Outback for 1.9% for up to 72 months. Start your journey today at BuyersSubaruDublin.com. Buyers Auto, driving the next generation of buyers. Subject to credit approval. Financing offer term up to 72 months on 2025 Subaru Outback. Cannot be combined with any other incentive. See dealer for details. Offer ends 9/30/25.
Thank you for calling Spectrum. My name is Angie, and I'm in Orlando, Florida. How can I help you today?
Great. You're still there. It must be like 3 a.m.
We're always here 24/7. What can I do for you?
I know it's late, but I wanted to ask you about the best place to set up my router.
It's never too late. We'll have you up and running in no time.
Only Spectrum has 24/7, 100% U.S.-based customer support. It's only everything. Spectrum fiber-powered internet. It's the fastest and most reliable internet. Go to spectrum.com to learn more.
At Logan Services, we're more than heating and air. We're a family-owned business that puts people first. For decades, we've built our reputation on honesty, hard work, and treating your home like it's our own. From the first phone call to the final handshake, you'll work with a caring, local team that shows up on time and does the job right. Because comfort isn't about temperature, it's about integrity. Logan Services, family-owned, people-focused, and proud to serve its customers.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, red, green, or black seedless grapes are on sale for only $1.77 a pound with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Common Man here. I want to tell you about my guy, Bob Capace, owner-operator of Worthington Jewelers for the past 25 years. If your only experience is going to the mall for jewelry, Bob and his team will blow you away. Service, quality, and a great price. The store is busy all the time because people keep coming back. True story. My 8-year-old daughter says to me, "When can we go see Mr. Capace again? He's nice." Yes, he's nice. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven.
I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown! This is what the Buckeyes train so hard for.
Just like Valvoline Instant Oil Change, their techs train like pros to deliver expert service every time.
Wait, are we talking about football or oil changes?
Both. Whether it's the Buckeyes on the field or your car in the bay, it's all about preparation and precision.
Can't argue with that.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Visit VIOC.com/Buckeyes today.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus. It's fall or autumn, as the losers like to say. What does that mean in the car world? That means places like Jermaine Lexus want to clear out all of their 2025 inventory to make room for the 2026 models. And for you, the customer, that means big savings. Take advantage of their lack of space with aggressive pricing. They also have plenty of L-certified vehicles on the lot for the fall collection sales event. If you're in the market, please stop in and see my friends. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
Lexi spent more than 6 years in foster care.
Before I was adopted, I felt alone.
With help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, Lexi now has a forever family and the foundation for a bright future.
Adoption changed me for the better. I feel like I can be whoever I want to be.
You can help find permanent homes for children still lingering in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Brian Baker knows more about high school football than anyone. Except Lee Cochran. This is Byers Subaru doubling high school overtime on The Fan.
Welcome back in. Man, do we have some fun games going on here. Week 6 of the high school football season. And Lee, we've dropped a few tonight, and we've dropped a few throughout the year. But we really are, especially with this year, the playoffs shrinking again from 16 back to 12 per region, which I like. Actually, I do like. I don't like the buys that we're getting in the playoffs now from it, but I do like the little less teams, especially in those Division I regions.
Okay. I'm curious. Why don't you like the buys?
I don't know. I just don't love it. Like teams, it's just not my favorite, I guess. I think they should all play the same amount of games.
You don't like being rewarded for being one of the top 4 teams.
No, I do like being rewarded. And I actually am one that thinks they should make it harder to get in the playoffs. Like I would like 8 per region. Again, I know in some of those other regions that's a whole lot, but I would prefer 8. That's just me. But they are getting home field advantage now in these playoffs. They used to get it in the first round, right? But now they're getting it, I believe, for 3 rounds. They're going to do home field advantage. So they are getting a little bit of reward there for that. I just don't love the bye. I think it should be kind of equal. They all play the same amount of games, but it is what it is. But this is kind of fun now because we're in the second half of the season. Yeah. We can really start looking at playoffs and seeding a little bit and a little bit of those things.
Don't go changing on me. I got a question for you.
Well, that's where I was going.
I know. Well, okay. How about Division I? Since there's usually only 17, 18 teams in there. In the other regions, you've got 25, 26 or so teams in there. How about in Division I, just make it 8? Everybody gets a bye in Division I and just go to top 8.
I'm okay with that. I was one who thought when they were doing the 16 that maybe in the other divisions you can do 16, but in Division I definitely not because they're smaller. There's not as many. So I don't totally hate that quite frankly. And then you have them all playing the same amount of games. So that, I don't know. I don't think that bothers me too much if you did that. I do think even at 12, you're probably getting too many in Division I.
Oh, I would agree with that. But now if you look at it, let's just go Division III right now. I mean, if it's right now, 8 is Groveport, 9 is Olentangy Liberty. They're out. Now, granted, that could change a lot, but I just think that I think 12's good. I think I like the idea of the top 4 teams getting a bye. I really do. It gives you something to play for. Get a week off.
You're just trying to be different than me, aren't you? You're just trying to take the other side.
Well,
be cantankerous.
No, I'm just trying to be correct rather than yeah.
Well, we know you were correct on the Groveport game this week at least. So
I got one.
We do know that. You were talking about Westland, how it seems like if they get a blowout, they win. If it's close, they don't. I don't know if this is blowout territory, but I don't know if it's close either. They beat Dublin Scioto tonight, 38-21, the final there. So Westland improves to 3-3 on the year.
38-21, that's 3 scores. 2 scores with it's 3 scores, 38-21. That's 3 scores. Yeah, I'm going to call that a blowout.
You're going to call it a blowout. Just seeing this one final. Northland beats Centennial tonight, 28-11. The final in that one. I think the only City League score that we are looking for now, Lee, would be the Eastmore South game. Because I do believe that Linden McKinley is final. They have beaten Grandview 29-6, the score, or 7? I can't remember. But we have to talk about this. It was 6. Oh, maybe a little upset here I'm just seeing, Lee. How about this?
I love when your eyes perk up, you go, ooh.
Franklin Heights has beaten Buckeye Valley tonight, 17-14, the final. Franklin Heights improves to 4-2.
Wow, that is surprising. That really is. You know, Franklin Heights trying to get back to that. What was that? 2016, that glory year when they were 10-2. Yes. Trying to get back there. And if that final's correct, which I guess we assume it is, that is a huge victory for Franklin Heights.
Yeah, it is correct. I'm seeing the picture of the scoreboard and everything. 17-14. That is a big win for Coach Mulvaney and the Falcons. That's maybe the shock. Well, no, I think Linden over Grandview, maybe. Those are both shockers, both of those right there, to me at least.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And and again, you go back, that's final. It's posted 17-14. But you look at the Grandview Linden again. You're talking about a Division III team against a Division VI team. But I guess it's just what Linden's been through up until last year. So hey, great win for the Punchers. Great win for the Falcons.
Great win for Canal Winchester as well. They went a wild one with Newark, 45-41. This one was fun to kind of pay attention to and watch as they went back and forth. I will say this, Bodie Smith, the quarterback for Newark, had at least 4 touchdowns passes in this game. Mm-hmm. He might have got 5. I'm not sure. I don't have the final stats. I know for sure he had 4. I would venture to say, and again, I'm not looking at any stats. I haven't seen anything. Yeah. I would venture to say he's leading the state of Ohio in touchdown passes. Seems like he's getting 4, 5, 6 every game.
Yeah, well, he tied the record a few weeks ago with 5 in a game, and then last week he got 6. Tonight he's got at least 4. I mean, that's 3 games right there, 15. Yeah, he's got to be right up there. He's in the conversation.
That sounded like that would have been a fun football game to be at tonight between Canal Winchester and Newark.
Okay, what do you like more? What ended up 44-41?
45-41.
45-41. What do you like? You like that better? You like a Buckeye Valley, Franklin Heights ends up 17-14?
I like them both if it's real quality football. If it's real quality football, I think I'll take the 45-41 because that's a little more exciting. But I do not mind a 17-14 game if, like, you're seeing really good defensive plays. Yeah. Like, it's not poor execution on offense. It's just quality defense. It's almost like some of the most fun hockey games I've ever been to have been 0-0 heading to a shutout where both teams have like 35 shots on goal and the goalies just played, remarkable in the game. I think you can have fun both as long as it's quality what you're seeing on the field, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. That's a pretty good answer. Surprisingly good answer.
19-6, by the way, was the final. Linden beat Grandview tonight. West Jeff in overtime beats Northeastern 42-36. So the Rough Riders stay unbeaten as
6-0.
6-0, baby. We're going to take another timeout. When we come back, though, we'll go out there and we'll grab Dom Taberry. We'll make him come in and give us a preview of 1st and 10. It's high school football overtime on the Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Parents, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Go for it.
We're listening.
Yeah. Are your teens good with money?
She's a good kid.
She's the
but
best,
yeah.
I get it. Switch to Huntington Bank, and your teen debit card can really help.
Oh?
You can set spending limits, and your kid can track budgets, so they learn that money doesn't, in fact, grow on trees.
I think we need this.
Sounds good, yeah. We feel you, parents. Let's get more from teen banking. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Fall is here. The leaves are changing, football's on TV, and family time by the bonfire feels just right. Before it gets even colder, now's the time to make sure your home is ready for what lies ahead. For over 3 decades, homeowners across Central Ohio have turned to Newman Roofing for reliable roofing, siding, and gutter work that stands the test of time. From your very first call, you'll talk with a real person who's happy to walk you through the process. Your estimator won't push you, just explain what's going on with your home and share solutions that make sense for you. And when the work begins, a dedicated job supervisor makes sure every detail meets Newman Roofing standards. Don't just take our word for it. Check out the hundreds of 5-star Google reviews from families right here in Columbus who chose Newman Roofing and couldn't be happier. Appointments are filling fast for fall installations, so don't wait. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today. Let Newman Roofing handle your to-do list so you can get back to the things and the people that matter most. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online today at newmanroofing.com.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 9/30. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
At Kroger Pharmacy, we make it easy to get flu, COVID, and RSV vaccines. They're available at no cost to you with most insurance plans. No appointment needed. And we're open weekdays, weeknights, and weekends. So come and visit us when it's most convenient for you. Kroger Health, a world of care is in store. Vaccines subject to availability. No cost to you with most insurance plans. Check with your plan for eligibility. Restrictions and exclusions may apply. See site for details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus, The Fan. This show gets you so close to high school football, you can smell the stinky shoulder pads. It's Byers Subaru Dublin High School Overtime on The Fan.
So, Lee, I don't like doing this to you or the people that are listening in, but I told kind of a half-truth, I guess. We are getting a preview of First and 10 tonight. But it's not Dom Taberry. It is the lovely Nicole Sheeran. So I think we
stepped
won.
up a little bit.
I think we won tonight by getting Nicole over Dommy.
Yeah.
Nicole, you don't get to come in here and do this very often with us, if ever. So
I think I've done it once.
One time last season.
You're always out doing the grunt work.
I am.
You know,
I know.
Dom and Adam are in here getting all the glory, and you're out there doing all the real work.
I'm out there sweating or in the pouring rain or in the snow.
Getting hit
freezing.
in the shin.
Yes. Oh, it's just now healed, if you guys were wondering. I still have a scar, but that's okay. Battle scars.
And I'm pretty sure you're unlike Dom, you're not going to threaten to throw me against the wall.
Hey, don't talk too soon.
I bet she would wrestle you, though. I don't think she's afraid of anything.
No. I tell Dom I'd beat him in a wrestling match, but he doesn't like that very much, so.
There we go. So what happened on the sidelines? They came in and said you got smoked pretty good.
I will do anything for the shot. If that's one thing I've learned covering high school football in Texas and then coming here, I'm out there to do a job. I got to get the highlights.
Yeah.
So the quarterback comes running, hugs the sideline, lays it in the end zone, and I'm standing right there because I got to get the touchdown. Mm-hmm. But the defender slides to tackle him, and instead of sliding head first, his feet come first, and he slides right into my shin, like cleat right on the shin. He felt terrible, I will say. He was like, "Ma'am, I'm so sorry." He called me ma'am. Like, oh, okay. I'm like, grandma now.
That hurt worse than the shin.
Yeah, excuse me. I am not a ma'am to you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Where in Texas?
I was in Central Texas, so I was in Waco.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Covered a little
football,
Baylor.
Covered Baylor, a little A&M. It was fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
So there have been some wild and crazy games tonight. Where all were you tonight? And I think one of them was a little crazy you think you were at Westland Scioto, correct?
I was. So I started at Westland Scioto, and I had to leave basically after the first quarter. Mm-hmm. It was 7-7 when I left. And then I went to Hilliard, Bradley, Upper Arlington. Mm-hmm. I got there after halftime. Golden Bears were up 24-0. Bradley scored once, and then Upper Arlington scored again. So
back here,
they're undefeated for a reason.
Show. Yes, and I think I told you that would be our game of the week next week.
Yep.
They're taking on Olentangy Liberty. They have two big ones the next 2 weeks because Liberty and then Olentangy Orange, who was really good. They were really awesome tonight, taking on Hilliard Davidson in our game of the week. So what else do we have on First and 10 this evening?
So we have, obviously, game of the week. Then we've got Liberty at Kaufman. We have the two games I was at, Upper Arlington, Bradley, Westland, Dublin, Scioto. Then we have a Westerville battle. We always love a rivalry game.
For sure.
I love saying rivalry week. I can't say that. Bishop Watterson DeSales. Independence at Briggs. That was a... My line is that the 76ers almost put up 76 points.
Oh, there we go.
Like 63-0, I think, when I looked last. And Eastmore at South. And I think that's it. No, Hartley and then Crossing at Gahanna also.
Okay. So First and 10, and Dom always says your TV should be on Channel 10 anyway.
It should.
You should only get one channel. But what time do the highlights start this evening?
Like 11:08.
Okay.
Is when it kind of, we do the news in the A block, and then we go on to the best part of the show, high school football highlights, the best in the biz.
It's just easier to turn it on at 11.
I was about to say, just turn it on at 11. Like,
look at her getting technical like a good color commentator. The A block, we have the A block, and then right after that, we're in there.
Yeah, just turn it on at 11, snack on some, post-dinner snacks, listen to some news, and then you got the fun stuff afterwards.
Boom, there you go. You get a highlight.
Yeah.
It's perfect, right after the A block.
Watch me and Dom yell at each other on TV. It's always exciting.
Her and Dom, by the way, they're like the new Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. Yeah. They are the perfect odd couple. It's amazing. It's so fun watching those two interact.
It is.
Dom calls her affectionately Nay-Nay.
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 Yes. Yesterday we went when the Buckeyes were leaving for Washington, and we were doing a live shot, and Dom and I were standing there together, and he goes, and Nay-Nay's joining me now. I laughed. I lost it.
In the middle of the live shot.
I was like, okay.
By the way, it's official.
It's official.
It is
official
now.
Yes.
By the way, how do you feel about the Buckeyes tomorrow, first road trip of the season?
I feel good. I definitely think, we've talked about it. Washington, I've actually been to a game there before. I toured Washington for school. And
Is it as great as everyone says?
It's so awesome. And if you get lucky with the weather just being perfect, it's great. Seattle's a great city, but it's loud, and they know that. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how Julian handles the pressure and the environment, the atmosphere, all that sort of stuff. But I think they're ready. I mean, Washington's got a prolific offense. They know what they're doing. Their quarterback's really talented. Ryan has talked about that he's like a Kyler Murray, but I don't think it's anything that the Buckeyes are going to be surprised with. But I do think that Washington's going to find the end zone. I think it's going to be like a 35-14 score if I predicted it.
I'm right about the same way. I said 31-17, and I'm like, I don't know if anybody can score 17 on this Buckeye defense right now, the way they're playing, but I do respect Washington and the three they got there with Damon Williams, Jonah Coleman, and Denzel Boston, so it should
Coleman's
be fun.
a dog.
Yeah.
Like, he
He's a
really
beast.
is.
Big dude.
Yeah.
That running back
It'll
position.
be fun. I'm excited to watch it because obviously Texas was great, but then you have Grambling and OU, so I'm ready for Big Ten play. I think Ohio State's ready for it too, so it'll be a fun atmosphere. I'm
Should
excited.
be fun to watch tomorrow, and right here on 10 TV. You don't even have to change your channel.
Don't ever turn your TV off.
That's right.
Starting right now.
You have it on right now. Go right through 1st and 10, right through 3:30 p.m. tomorrow when the Buckeyes win.
Yes, and we've got all the pregame coverage starting at noon.
All of it. The tailgate show going to be on your guys' airway, so that'll be fun. AR and Biddle and the guys, so that should be fun. All right, well, I know you got work to do. We'll let you get out of here. Thanks so much, and we'll be watching tonight, 1st and 10.
Yes,
you and Dom.
tune in. Thanks,
Dom
guys.
and Nene tonight on the highlights.
The duo. Thanks, guys.
She is Nicole Sheeran of 10 TV, giving us a little preview there of 1st and 10. Lee, want to go ahead and get back to some of the scores here. Let's just go ahead and run through them here before we hit the break. We did have a game last night. We haven't even talked about the Thursday night game. That was in the City League North. Beechcroft gets their first win of the season. They beat Mifflin 40-0. Lee, I saw this stat. Mifflin this year, they have been outscored 316-8. That's tough. That is tough for the Punchers.
Yeah, and you hate to see it, but I mean, hey, it happens, and just got to keep punching in.
Yeah, keep punching in, literally, pun intended there for Mifflin. A tough season for them so far. Let's head to the OCC scores tonight. In the OCC, Buckeye, Canal Winchester improves to 5-1. 45-41, they beat Newark. Pickerington Central's also 5-1, 63-27. They get by Lancaster. Groveport picks up their second win of the year. They knock off Taze Valley 24-14. In the OCC Capital, Nicole mentioned that Battle of Westerville. South knocks off North 30-7. She was at this one. Westland beats Dublin Scioto 38-21. In the OCC Cardinal, Olentangy Berlin picks up their first win of the year, 17-7. They top Hilliard Derby. Olentangy's 5-1. They cruise to a 54-7 win over Thomas Worthington. Upper Arlington in the OCC Central is 6-0, 31-14. They beat Hilliard Bradley. Olentangy Liberty has won 3 straight, 21-7. They knock off Kaufman. In our game of the week, Olentangy Orange, so impressive. They're 6-0 on the year. They beat Hilliard Davidson tonight, 42-7. Also 42-7 in the OCC Ohio. That was the score Gahanna beat Central Crossing by. Pickerington North, 32-0. They beat Westerville Central this evening. Real quickly, our good buddy that works here, Jeff Pavlino, his son, Mason, as a freshman, got his first start tonight at tight end for Westerville Central. Congratulations to young Mason Pavlino for that. Grove City is 4-2 on the year, 49-24. They beat New Albany. In the Central Catholic League, Hartley improves to 4-2 on the year. They beat St. Charles 40-7. Bishop Watterson undefeated 42-7. They knock off DeSales in the 71st meeting of that rivalry. City League North tonight. Northland gets by Centennial 28-11. East is 5-1. They beat Whetstone 29-12. In the City League South, South gets their second win of the year. They beat Eastmore tonight 21-14. Independence 52-0. They top Briggs. Afrocentrics 5-1, 32-0. They shut out Marion Franklin. And Walnut Ridge improves to 3-3 with a 38-0 win over West. In the Central Buckeye League tonight, Franklin Heights with a little bit of an upset. They beat Buckeye Valley. Hand Buckeye Valley their first loss of the season. 17-14 the final. Reedy gets by Whitehall 20-13. In the Mid-State League Buckeye this evening, Hamilton Township improves to 5-1. They beat Amanda Clear Creek 49-21. Logan Elm gets their first win of the year, 21-17. They beat Liberty Union. Bloom Carroll's 4-2 after a 17-7 win over Fairfield Union. Licking County League in the Buckeye Division, Watkins Memorial with a little bit of an upset. They beat Granville tonight, 35-28. Licking Valley 6-0, 45-7. They beat Licking Heights. In the Cardinal Division of the Licking County League, Heath doubles up Johnstown, 14-7. Centerburg gets a 47-7 win over Cardington this evening. Lyndon McKinley in a battle of unbeatens. They get the win. They knock off Grandview 19-6. Big Walnuts 5-1 after a 42-0 win over Padua. Worthington Christian gets their second win of the year, beating Bern Union 63-21. Circleville improves to 5-1, 41-21. They beat Marietta tonight, and Miami Trace gets a 35-21 win over Chillicothe. We mentioned that Watterson DeSales game. Watterson improving to 6-0. We will talk to their head coach, Brian Kennedy, coming up next. It's Bayer Subaru Dublin's high school football overtime on The Fan.
We're known for three things: games, conversation, and Common Man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
My name is Katie. I'm a Spectrum customer for mobile and internet, and I grew up on a farm and ranch in Nebraska, so I'm always cowgirling. Cowboy culture, you never want to pay more than you have to, because there are so many expenses that go into farming and ranching. To have any efficiency on the farm, you need extreme connection and reception. I bet we save about $180 a month with Spectrum, and that's $2,100 for the whole year.
Real customers, real savings. Visit spectrum.com/save. Real customer testimonial, compensated, not scripted.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth, or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation, needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient, and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
The football season now stretches from August to late January, and we can't afford not to be at our very best all season. Hey guys, it's Eric Reeser, and if you're like me, looking at the calendar wondering how you're going to stay at 100% for the next 5 months, do what I did. Go see my friends at Hydrate Me Med Spa. I went to their Grandview location, got hooked up with a fast vitamin push that's got me feeling better than I have in years, and the NAD Plus has me thinking better too. From IV to aesthetic treatments, look great, feel great at Hydrate Me Med Spa. 4 locations: Grandview, Granville, New Albany, and Dublin. Book your appointment at hydratememedspa.com.
Looking for a hassle-free car buying experience? At Bayer Subaru Dublin, you can shop entirely online, browse our inventory, get your trade-in value, and secure financing, all from the comfort of your home. All backed by the trusted team that's been serving from the same location under the windmill at 270 and Sawmill for 25 years. Right now, buy a new 2025 Subaru Outback for 1.9% for up to 72 months. Start your journey today at BuyersSubaruDublin.com. Buyers Auto, driving the next generation of buyers. Subject to credit approval. Financing offer term up to 72 months on 2025 Subaru Outback. Cannot be combined with any other incentive. See dealer for details. Offer ends 9/30/25.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Retirement Group. When you leave a job, don't leave your 401k. Grow your investment without the fees associated with 401k plans. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
If you're itching for a new vehicle this fall, you have to go see my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. Hey, it's Anthony. I drive an awesome Ridgeline, and you can drive home the rugged 25 Ridgeline Sport with 0% APR or lease for as low as $299 a month. Or go for the looks and reliability of a 2025 Honda Accord LX, just 3.99% APR, or lease it from only $199 a month. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, and GermainHondaofDublin.com.
HuntingtonBank.com.
Is your money just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money's always doing something. Like auto saving for special events, tracking your teen spending, and helping protect your parents from fraud. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. And if you're gearing up for the big game, don't forget the MVP of desserts, Sanders Chocolate Fudge Bumpy Cake. This legendary treat just made its way to Ohio. Finally! We're talking rich devil's food cake, buttery cream bumps, and a fudge icing that is just unfair. They'd throw a flag on it if it was actually on the field. Bring one to your next tailgate, watch party, or even a team celebration, and you'll be the real hero. Available now at Kroger and Meijer, Sanders Bumpy Cake. It's game day greatness.
He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown! This is what the Buckeyes train so hard for.
Just like Valvoline Instant Oil Change, their techs train like pros to deliver expert service every time.
Wait, are we talking about football or oil changes?
Both. Whether it's the Buckeyes on the field or your car in the bay, it's all about preparation and precision.
Can't argue with that.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Visit VIOC.com/Buckeyes today.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Blue skies, light winds, and warm temperatures to start your weekend, and a great night for high school football. We're in the mid to upper 70s on this Friday. Overnight, clear skies and light winds in the upper 50s for Saturday morning, and a perfect finish. Plenty of sunshine back around 80 Saturday afternoon. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan. From Picktown to Marysville and everything in between, this is Byers Subaru doubling high school overtime on The Fan.
Welcome back in. High school football overtime, week 6 of the high school football season. Almost in the books here. Efforting head coach Brian Kennedy of Watterson after their big win tonight, 42-7. They topped DeSales. A couple of finals, Lee, that we got in the break here. Reynoldsburg gets their first win of the year. They shut out Logan tonight. 42-0 is the final there in that one. Looking around here. We did have another one. Oh, we have an update to that Grandview Linden McKinley game, by the way. We said the final was 19-6. That was actually 19-13 there in that one. Columbus Academy improves to 4-2, 40-14. They beat Bexley this evening. Columbus Academy, Lee, is an interesting team here for me in Division 5, Region 19. They got off to a little bit of a slow start, but they lost to Jonathan Alder and a Heath team that is now 2-4. That's a division bigger than them. A couple of big wins here the last couple of weeks for them. I don't know what to think of Columbus Academy because they're a team that we thought in Division 5 Region 19 was going to be a contender when we started. Then they started off a little slow. I'm not sure what to think about Academy.
Well, yeah, I mean, he started off 1-2. They've won 2 in a row heading into tonight, and 3 in a row after tonight. But I guess we're going to know a little bit more about them. They got Franklin Heights coming up next week.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty big one now after that nice win for Franklin Heights tonight in the Central Buckeye.
And that's the interesting thing. We can look ahead and say, okay, this looks like it's going to be a good game. This one, Now, like you say, all of a sudden that Academy Franklin Heights game looks pretty enticing next week.
Yeah, it really does, and I think that's one that you think at the beginning of the year you don't really think anything of, and now you're like, well, wait a second, both these teams are 4-2. Coming off some nice wins there. Should be pretty good. We're hoping to talk to Coach Brian Kennedy here coming up in a few minutes. Watterson DeSales, we mentioned this was the 71st time those two teams have played. And it truly is one of those games, Lee, where you throw the records out the window. You just don't know. I've seen undefeated teams in this go down. Just crazy crazy games that you never would have guessed that those teams. I've seen Waterson and DeSales seasons where you thought DeSales was, oh man, they're going to have an undefeated year here. They're so good, and vice versa. It's truly one you don't know. And this game was close. And then it wasn't, right? It was 42-7, and it seems like Waterson did some things. I know Drew Belisari had a fumble in this game. They did some things to keep it close. Both teams weren't clean tonight.
Yeah, there were 9 turnovers in the game. Waterson had 3, but they forced 6. So, I mean, if you're going to, turn the ball over 3 times and you can get the other team to turn over 6, but, it was 42-7 this year. Last year it was 44-7.
Yeah, it's just one of those games you just never know, right? It's just the ball can bounce funny ways in these things. Obviously, there was no weather tonight. I've seen weather play a factor in them. It's just one of those rivalries, and we talked a little bit about it. It's just so good, and it's one of the things that makes Central Ohio football so special. You think Nicole was talking about these intertown rivalries that we get now that we didn't used to. Dublin-Kaufman, Hilliard-Davidson, Upper Arlington with those 2 schools. They're just really fun matchups that you get in Central Ohio, and I think you get it everywhere, obviously, but are the things that make high school sports and football so good.
Well, and I've said it before, but I can remember my first year here in Central Ohio and working at the newspaper, and I said, what game do I need to go to? And one of my coworkers said, you drop everything and you go to Waterson DeSales. He said, it's hard hitting. It's clean. He goes, it is just a rivalry, that is hard to match in Central Ohio. And I've been here 30 plus years now, and they've done nothing to change my opinion on that rivalry. And I remember the first game I went there was about a half a dozen times where you saw a hit and it made you go, ooh. Like that, and I've gone to high school games where you never saw a hit like that. And to see it a half dozen or more times in one game, I mean, and helping each other up, I mean, I just loved it.
And you want to know how much high school football has changed, and football in general through the years. You had a stat about DeSales this year and their offense that, like most people, you remember the triple option for years. That's all DeSales run in their whole history. And then the stat that you read, like for people that have followed that rivalry in Central Ohio, they'll probably be like, no way.
Yeah, because even you were like, are you sure? And I said, yeah, that this year DeSales is averaging about 300 yards of offense per game, which is pretty standard. 209 passing, 91 yards rushing. When's the last time you've heard a DeSales team not average 100 yards rushing in a game?
I'm pretty sure that's never happened, right?
But then again, R.J. Day's in his junior year, and he's already the school's all-time leading passer. I give Coach Wiggins, props. I mean, you've got a quarterback like that, you've got to utilize him. If you've got to change what you've done, there's a lot of coaches out there who say this is the way I play it. And you'll fit my offense. You'll fit, especially offense. You'll fit my offense no matter what. It's the coaches who say, okay, well, I got a kid that can sling it. We got to change this up. We've got to use this to our advantage.
Yeah, that is true. And RJ Day, the school's passing leader already as a junior. Tonight, Dax Middleton caught the one DeSales touchdown. He caught it. It was a 6-yard touchdown pass. He is the all-time leader in school history in receiving yards or receiving catches now with a pass Kevin Hazel. So he's got another year as well.
And that's what was 68 catches?
Yeah, so all-time school leader. I just saw this.
Maybe that's why Dom didn't want to come in and talk to us, because DeSales got beat.
I'm guessing so, because he's probably not happy right now. I just saw this one, Lee. How about this? Marysville shuts out Dublin Jerome 21-0.
Yeah,
I don't think I saw that one coming tonight.
No, that's, because we talked to Coach Crabtree. He had it going real well early on, and they've just kind of, hit a little bit of a rough spot now.
Let's head out on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline now and talk to the head coach of the Waterson Eagles. His team 6-0. They beat DeSales tonight 42-7. And Coach, we were talking about this rivalry a little bit, and you've been a part of a lot of these games as a player, as an assistant coach, and now a head coach. 71st time you guys have played. And you never know what to expect coming into these games. And tonight, you guys are able to come away with the big 42-7 win. But I know you were not comfortable until the zeros on the clock showed up at the end.
Yeah, no. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on. Yeah, I mean, this is the best rivalry, right, in the state of Ohio. In my opinion, I know I'm biased, but you know, it's usually a one-score game. It's a dogfight, and you know that game tonight was a dogfight, you know, into the third quarter. And we took advantage of some opportunities, but man, it's always a great game.
Well, Coach, you try, and again, rivalry game like this, you try to get in the upper hand quickly, and you sure did when Drew Belisari hit Joe Hayes 64 yards for a touchdown on the second play of the game. Is that the way you kind of scripted it?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what we meant to do. We just had one play scripted for our first drive. No, you know, I mean, Drew, that's the type of thing that, you know, Drew's done for the last 2 years, right? He keeps plays alive, he makes big plays, you know, and then Joe catches it, makes it a move, and you know, we score, right? We get momentum early, and then, you know, not too long after that, man, we give the ball right back to them, and they score. And so, you know, again, it's a rivalry game. It's a fight, right? Every play is a fight.
Yeah. Now, Jack McCoy comes in with 8 touchdowns on the season, 5 games. You know, pretty good season going. He throws in 4 more tonight. What was going on with that? What did you notice? What gave him more opportunity?
Well, you know, you got to give credit to our offensive line, right? I think, you know, especially there in the second half, I think our guys really were picking up momentum. I think we were wearing them down a little bit up front. You know, and Jack's a senior, right? Jack's the captain. You know, he's been running really, really hard and playing really well all season. So I'm super happy for him for having that type of game against DeSales tonight.
Coach, last one here for you. I've heard a lot of people say they don't know how anybody scores on your defense. I know Ben Uhlenhake in the middle there at the linebacker spot is a good one. You've got a couple good defensive linemen there in the middle as well. What is the key to your guys' defensive success?
You know, we had 7 starters coming back, right, from a state championship team. The new guys have stepped right in. You know, our kids play, you know, it's 11 guys on the field all playing as one. And, you know, credit to our kids and credit to the defensive coaching staff.
Well, Coach, I know you can breathe a little easier now that this one is over. Congratulations on the big win over your rival. Congratulations on the 6-0 start, and best of luck to you and the Eagles the rest of the way.
Hey, thanks so much for having me on.
He's the head coach of Bishop Waterson, Brian Kennedy, joining us on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. That game takes it out of everyone. The players, the coaches, the fans, the school, everybody in that rivalry game for sure. It's one of the best around in the state of Ohio. We've got to take a quick time out. When we come back, we will talk to the head coach of Grove City, Greg Waits, his team with a big win over New Albany tonight. Coming up next, it's high school football overtime on the Fan.
For years, you've been hearing us talk about the Newman Roofing difference, delivering nothing short of an excellent customer experience each and every single time, from the first phone call to the end of your project. But don't take our word for it. Take a listen to our friend John and his Newman Roofing experience.
Well, the first thing that drew me to Newman Roofing is the extraordinary Google score of 5.0. That was the first indication to me that this was going to be a good experience. Overall, the experience with Newman Roofing was wonderful. When I came home, the job was completely finished. The crew had cleaned up and left. I wouldn't have known that they were there.
What star rating would you give Newman Roofing on Google?
I would, without hesitation, award Newman Roofing a 5-star rating on Google.
Any advice for those looking for a new roof, John?
Once you have contact with Newman Roofing, you'll understand why everybody's giving them a 5-point rating.
Do what John did and schedule your free roof or siding consultation with Newman Roofing. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online today at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be, and my might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
Rothman and Ice.
When you're paying a guy this amount of money, you either feel like you're right there and he's going to put you over the top, or you've got the runway to get it done.
Rothman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus. It's fall or autumn, as the losers like to say. What does that mean in the car world? That means places like Jermaine Lexus want to clear out all of their 2025 inventory to make room for the 2026 models. And for you, the customer, that means big savings. Take advantage of their lack of space with aggressive pricing. They also have plenty of L-certified vehicles on the lot for the fall collection sales event. If you're in the market, please stop in and see my friends. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit OutdoorStewards.org.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination. Friday nights mean high school football in Ohio. This is Byers Subaru Dublin High School Overtime on The Fan.
Welcome back in Week 6 edition of Byers Subaru Dublin's High School Football Overtime. I'm Ryan Baker. He is the guru, Lee Cochran. Let's head back out on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Let's talk to the coach of the Grove City Greyhounds, Greg Waits. His team victorious tonight, 49-24 over New Albany. Coach, you start off the season with a couple of big wins. Then you have a couple of losses. Some injuries hit your team. You've got 2 wins in a row. First things first, how nice is it to have most of your guys back and getting over that injury bug?
No, it's really good, and we can't make excuses about kids not playing and things like that. But yeah, we were hit with some injuries, and and we got him. We've had him back these last couple games, and obviously, we're starting to play a little better with those guys back in the lineup. So, yeah, we're glad to have him back. Exactly.
One of those kids that was out, I know, was Owen Steele, your top wide receiver. Him and Carson start off the game tonight. Carson Welsh, your quarterback, with a big 75-yard pass play. It always helps when your number one guy and the receiving end comes back and help that quarterback out, doesn't it?
Oh, no doubt. Owen Steele was he's just a fantastic athlete. And, we didn't have him for 2 games. And I'll tell you, that hurt us. That hurt us because Owen's a playmaker. He just makes plays. And, we're so glad to have him back in the lineup because he's a great kid and he works so hard every single day, for these opportunities. And it just hurt us when he wasn't there. But he's back in stride and he's doing a great job. And obviously it makes Carson feel a lot better and helps us making calling plays when you got Owen Steele in the game too.
Okay, Coach. You'd lost, I think, 5 in a row to New Albany. You win tonight,
right.
And especially, throwing 49 points up. I mean, that's what we saw earlier in the year for you. Is it something you saw against New Albany? Is it just getting guys back? What was the reason for the offense output tonight?
No, New Albany's coached extremely well, so we knew we had a great week of preparation. To be honest with you, we talked about we got to be in attack mode all game. We got to be aggressive. Everything we're doing, play calling, everything, running, passing, everything we're doing. Tempo offense. I think really got to them a little bit. I think some of their guys started getting a little bit tired, but they do a great job coaching their kids. And it's nothing we saw. We knew it was going to be a dogfight tonight, and we knew that. And our kids, Carson threw the ball extremely well tonight. And our receivers made some great plays, and our running backs played really hard. And it all goes back to our offensive line. I mean, we love our offensive line. They are a great group of kids. And Jay Howard, our offensive line coach, does just an amazing job coaching those kids. And those kids are the heart and soul of our team. Those 5 offensive linemen.
Coach, I know you nobody ever wants to look ahead, and you've got a game with Westerville Central next week, but the kids know Pickerington North and Gahanna Lincoln coming up the schedule the next 2 weeks. Is it difficult for you in a week like this to keep the kids focus on Westerville Central in the game ahead of you because those big games are looming?
Yeah, no. Every game we play is the biggest game on our schedule, and that's the way we approach practice every single week. The film room, the weight room, everything we do. It's like whoever we're playing, that is the biggest game on our schedule. So it's not gonna be hard to get our kids focused at all because that's just what we do.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the big win over New Albany. I know whenever you play the Eagles, it's tough. You're going to get a physical game from them. Congratulations on the win. Good luck next week against Westerville Central.
No, appreciate it. Thanks for covering us. We appreciate you guys.
He's the head coach of the Grove City Greyhounds. Greg Waits, his team, with a 49-24 win over New Albany today. And we don't have the stats from this game. We don't know. Jed Jurors, the running back for New Albany, has just had some monster weeks the last couple of weeks. I don't know how much they kept him in check, but they kept him in check enough tonight to get this big win.
Well, and if Grove City comes out of this game, they beat Darby, beat New Albany after that 2-game slide. If they're feeling a little overconfident, and I think Coach Waits can say 2 words: Thomas Worthington. And that if that doesn't get their attention, nothing will.
That is true. The tough little losses there to Bradley and Thomas Worthington. No offense. It's no offense to Thomas Worthington.
It's not. But I think everybody, on the outside looking in would say, heading into that game, this ought to be a game Grove City should win. They didn't. Props to Thomas Worthington. Whether Grove City is missing kids or not, just like Coach Waite says, that's no excuse. Thomas Worthington took advantage of it and won. But, I mean, that's one that they just got to be gnashing their teeth over. I mean, that's a tough one.
I just saw this stat, Lee. It's pretty impressive. Worthington Christian got a big win tonight over Bern Union, 63-21, the final score. Their quarterback, Tommy Hardings, in this game, 17 of 24, 268 yards, and seven touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a night for that young man, Mr. Hardings, for Worthington Christian.
He's telling Bodie Smith, hey, come over here and watch this. That's pretty cool. You know what? That's good. That could be a pretty good game next week. Worthington Christian against Columbus Academy.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden looks pretty good.
Could be. Listen, they're all good to me right now, right? You just never know what's going to come up in Central Ohio football right now.
I'm sorry, it's Worthington Christian against Grandview.
Grandview.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I knew it didn't sound right.
Well, you got it right now, so we're good on that one.
Hey, I get a question. We are, 16 minutes away. How'd Marion Local do tonight?
You know what's funny?
What?
As I was just thinking about that because I was going to tell you.
Oh, I tell you.
I was actually going to tell you that.
Good. When we're on the same wavelength, it makes me feel good.
Well, the reason I did that made me think of it first is I was just looking at this because Marion Local.
They were losing.
We know what they are. Yeah, they were losing tonight. But I want to say this first. This was the stat that saw this because Kirtland is another team that has had success like Marion Local here recently as well. Not quite there. But they do have the 7 state championships. I saw their head coach, Tiger Laverde, tonight, his 250th win at the school. So that was
about 15 seasons
for him? Yeah. I think it's like 250 and 11 or something like that. Not a lot of losses for Kirtland up there, and probably half of those losses are to Marion Local in state championship games. Marion Local was losing tonight, and in fact, they were losing almost the whole game. But they end up scoring late, and they beat Versailles tonight, 20-19.
Oh, my goodness.
So it was a super close game, but Marion Local, that winning streak goes to 70 games now. It continues. It stays alive.
What was that graphic you sent me? That's the second. That's the longest winning streak in the nation in high school football.
I want to pull it up because what I sent you was
current.
That was like an all sports thing.
Yeah.
So let's pull it up. So this is the longest active winning streaks in high school team sports going right now. And it's the third longest in all of sports, the longest in football in the nation right now. It's the third longest in every sport. There's a field hockey team out of Massachusetts that has won 103 games consecutively, and then a softball team out of Virginia that's won 75. And Marion Local is now at 70. They're third on that list every sport in the country.
That's incredible. I saw that, and there's a lot of times you say, wow. I mean, that time I said it and I meant it.
In the top 10, the only other football team is Garden City out of New York. They're currently at 55. That's the only other football team in the top 10 in the current longest active winning streak.
That had to be such an incredible atmosphere. And, I think for the guys at Marion Local, I think they're probably to the point where, hey, let's not us be the ones that end this.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about that tonight. When you get in a game where it is close like that, that's got to make extra pressure, right? Like, that's got to give them immense pressure carrying that streak. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they're just businesslike and move along as normal, but you'd have to think you're shaking a little bit there because you don't want to be the team to break that streak.
Well, I mean, they beat St. Henry earlier this year by 7.
Which was a close game.
Yeah.
They were trailing in another game that they were trailing in early.
And so they do get those games every once in a while. We're more used to them, with the 56-0, 63-0, 61-0.
The funny thing is their closest games are usually in conference. Those conference games are usually closer than their playoff games.
Yeah. I mean, their two closest games last year were against Minster. It was 21-0 in regular season and 21-7 in the playoffs. Those are the only two close games they had all year last year.
We're going to go ahead and take our final break of the evening. When we come back, we will run through all of the finals that we have on this Week 6 edition of the show, and we'll get the Guru's final thoughts. It's Bayer Subaru Dublin's High School Football Overtime on The Fan.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall, and it's party time, baby, because the Grove City Smokin' Hot Wing and Music Fest is back Saturday, October 4th at American Nitro. From noon to 9, you get wings, beer, live music, football on the big screen, and more. Don't miss the wing eating and bobbing for wings contest either. Ooh, veterans, military, and kids under 12 get in free. Get the tickets at AmericanNitro.com/wingfest. Presented to you by The Fan, Columbus Chamber, Brex Paving, Darby Dental, and Equipment Rental. Wingfest 2025, the ultimate fall kickoff. Don't miss it.
Thank you for calling Spectrum. My name is Angie, and I'm in Orlando, Florida. How can I help you today?
Great. You're still there. It must be like 3 a.m.
We're always here 24/7. What can I do for you?
I know it's late, but I wanted to ask you about the best place to set up my router.
It's never too late. We'll have you up and running in no time.
Only Spectrum has 24/7, 100% US-based customer support. It's only everything. Spectrum fiber-powered internet. It's the fastest and most reliable internet. Go to spectrum.com to learn more.
Children with Down syndrome in Central Ohio need your support. Join 10TV, Newman Roofing, and the Down Syndrome Association of Central Ohio Sunday, October 5th for the 2025 Buddy Walk. Join thousands of participants as we come together to celebrate the uniqueness and resiliency of the Down syndrome community. Your participation and donations directly support programs and services for people with Down syndrome and their families. Together we can make a meaningful impact and pave the way for a more inclusive future. Sunday, October 5th for the 2025 Buddy Walk.
At Giant Eagle, we're here because being part of the neighborhood matters. Because what we pick up at the store is what we bring into our lives. At Giant Eagle, we're always going for better to bring you the best. Because it matters.
Ah, college. A time to broaden the mind, question, learn. A time to challenge the status quo. And eat a ridiculous amount of pizza, which you can buy with your Huntington Bank debit card with the Ohio State University logo. Huntington Bank is proud to be the official consumer bank of the Ohio State University and the unofficial bank of pizza. Let's go Bucks! Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome.
Day one, the hardest day. The day you hear,
"This is a type of blood cancer."
At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Did you know that the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the official sportsbook of Common Man and Jimmy? And did you know that man shaves his pits? True story.
Listen weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
Realtors usually charge you 6% to sell your house, but not my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They take 1%. It's in the name. And this is full service. No shortcuts, no for sale by owner crapola. They do it all. Call 614-451-6616.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
With rates lower than the national average, plus special rates on balance transfers, a BMI Federal Credit Union Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card would be the perfect card for your wallet. Visit bmifcu.org/visa for more details and to apply today.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus. It's fall or autumn, as the losers like to say. What does that mean in the car world? That means places like Jermaine Lexus want to clear out all of their 2025 inventory to make room for the 2026 models. And for you, the customer, that means big savings. Take advantage of their lack of space with aggressive pricing. They also have plenty of L-certified vehicles on the lot for the fall collection sales event. If you're in the market, please stop in and see my friends. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
T-Bone and Tyvus are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan. Brian Baker knows more about high school football than anyone. Except Lee Cochran. This is Byers Subaru doubling high school overtime on the Fan.
I guess a longer show. You hear that bump back a little more times. We've heard that, I think, 3 times tonight.
Yeah, there we go.
And still, there's got to be more people that know more than me, than just you. Can't be just you.
Yeah, I kind of like the one about the smelly shoulder pads. Because I'll tell you what, the only thing that stinks worse than that hockey gear.
Yeah, hockey gear, hockey locker room is the worst.
You know what? And even at the NHL level, you've gone in there, and you know it's just it's tough stuff.
Yes, it's like that's what they should make smelling salts out of, because that'll get your attention for sure. Let's run through here the Week 6 scores real quick before we get your final thoughts. Last night in the City League North, Beechcroft got a 40-0 win over Mifflin. OCC Buckeye tonight. Canal Winchester 45, Newark 41. Pickerington Central hammers Lancaster 63-27. Reynoldsburg, their first win of the year, they shut out Logan 42-0. And Groveport 24-14, they beat Tays Valley. OCC Capital, Westerville South gets by crosstown rival North 30-7. Westland 38-21 winners over Dublin Scioto. In the OCC Cardinal this evening, Olentangy Berlin picks up their first win of the year 17-7. They top Hilliard Derby. Olentangy's 5-1 after a 54-7 win over Thomas Worthington, and Marysville improves to 3-3. They shut out Dublin Jerome 21-0. OCC Central, Upper Arlington remains undefeated 31-14. They beat Hilliard Bradley. Olentangy Liberties won 3 straight 21-7. They beat Dublin Kaufman. Olentangy Orange in our game of the week here on the Fan beats Hilliard Davidson 42-7. In the OCC Ohio, it was 42-7 Gahanna over Central Crossing. Pickerington North with a 32-0 win over Westerville Central, and Grove City tops New Albany tonight 49-24. In the Central Catholic League tonight, Hartley beats St. Charles 40-7, and Watterson over to Sales 42-7. In the City League North this evening, Northland beats Centennial 28-11, and East gets by Whetstone 29-12. In the City League South, South picks up their second win of the year 21-14. They beat Eastmore. 52-0 Independence shuts out Briggs. Afrocentrics 5-1 after a 32-0 shutout over Marion Franklin. Walnut Ridge with a shutout as well, 38-0 over West. In the Central Buckeye League tonight, Franklin Heights is 4-2. They beat Buckeye Valley, give Buckeye Valley their first loss of the year. 17-14. Columbus Academy 40-14 winners over Bexley, and Reedy gets by Whitehall 20-13. Hamilton Township in the Mid-State League, Buckeye improves to 5-1. They beat Amanda Clear Creek 49-21. Logan Elm picks up their first win of the year 21-17 over Liberty Union. Bloom Carroll 17-7 over Fairfield Union. Mid-State League Cardinal, it was Rosecrans 39, Fairfield Christian 28. Fisher Catholic quietly 5-1 on the year. They beat Corning Miller 49-18. In the Licking County League Buckeye, Watkins Memorial knocks off Granville 35-28. Licking Valley 6-0. 45-7, they beat Licking Heights tonight. Mount Vernon 42-0 winners over Zanesville. In the Cardinal division of the Licking County League, Heath doubles up Johnstown 14-7. Utica shuts out Lakewood 43-0, and in overtime, Northridge edges Newark Catholic 29-28. Jonathan Alders 6-0 after a 31-7 win over Tecumseh. London is 6-0 as well, 47-0. They beat Urbana. West Liberty Salem shuts out Fairbanks tonight, 42-0. Centerburg 47-7 winners over Cardington tonight. Lyndon McKinley, they are 6-0. They beat Grandview tonight, 19-13. Big Walnut improves to 5-1, 42-0. They shut out Padua this evening. Worthington Christian 63, Byrne Union 21. Circleville's 5-1, 41-21. They top Marietta tonight, and Miami Trace beats Chillicothe 35-21. Guru, we have hit the time of the program where I look at you and I say your final thoughts for Week 6.
My final thoughts. You know, one of the great things about high school football is we're talking about after the 6th week, and we're still surprised at some of these outcomes. We're surprised at some of these games. You know, Franklin Heights winning, beating Buckeye Valley tonight, Linden beating Grandview, and even throw in Groveport beating Tays Valley. You know, they're still got a handful, of undefeated teams. What can you say about Watterson, Orange? You know, Upper Arlington, one of those undefeated teams, is our game of the week next week. You know, and the other thing I love about Central High School football, we look at the schedule at the beginning of the year. Oh, this is going to be a great week for these games. It's going to be a great week for these games. And we look at week 7 and say, it seems kind of like a little bit of a down week. I mean, we've got, as I said, Upper Arlington, Liberty, Franklin Heights playing Academy in a interesting game. All of a sudden, Worthington Christian and Grandview looks interesting. Then you got Davidson and Bradley. But there's not that really that big game all these big games that we've had every week. And what that tells me is next week's going to be exciting. Something's going to surprise us, and that's why I'm looking forward to it, and that's why I love Central High School football.
It will be fun, and it's easy to look ahead to Week 8, right? But don't do that.
Don't sleep on Week 7,
You're
baby.
going to miss something good, that is for sure. Congratulations to all of the teams that won this week in Week 6. Also, a big thank you to the 2 coaches we talked to, Bishop Watterson's Brian Kennedy, his team 6-0, and Grove City's head coach, Greg Waits. The Buckeyes, their first road test of the season is tomorrow. You can hear it all right here on The Fan. Our pregame coverage begins with the pregame show at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Tailgate show takes over at 2. Network coverage at 3:30. The Kevin Stefanski Show coming up next.